Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wednesday here on the Pagan Perspective. This week we are talking about Buddhism, meditation, and blessings. So, this week we're talking about three different topics that are slightly related from three different users. The first one is from Say Karma. I'm sorry about all three of these names if I butcher them. But they wrote, I was wondering if you guys consider Buddhists pagans, and if so, why? I was a pagan witch for about 4 years, then had a change in my path. I now practice Buddhism, Nichiren Buddhism, I think that's how you say that, and some Shinto. To answer this question, this is actually going to take the least amount of explanation for me. I don't necessarily believe that Buddhists are inherently pagan, but I believe that all pagans who practice Buddhism are Buddhists, as opposed. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't see Buddhism as a strictly religious thing. It's more of a belief system that is following a good example as opposed to believing that Buddha was a god. And I actually don't know of anybody who does believe that Buddha was an actual god, unless you count his ascension, in which case you're not worshiping him, you're trying to be like him, which would then make it not religious. So anyway, no, I don't personally believe that Buddhists are pagans, strictly speaking, um, because I don't believe that it narrows it down so much that it's non-Abrahamic, because just like Rich on Mondays, he's a Christowich. He is pagan, but he doesn't necessarily have to be pagan. He could just be a Christian who practices witchcraft, and that happens plenty of times. That doesn't, immediately make them pagan. So that's basically what I'm kind of getting at there is no, not all Buddhists are pagan, and obviously not all pagans are Buddhist, but it's they are not mutually exclusive. So there you go. The second question is from Fran Lawrence, and they asked, does saying or writing blessed be to a person or persons impart blessings? I would say if you intend it to, yes. If it's something you do because it's what you do, it's not something you actually mean, which isn't very nice, but it happens. We say things because we say them as opposed to because we mean them. If you mean it, I think that it is the same as doing any other written or verbal spell that you would do at any other point in time. It's, when I tell you that, I would like for my gods to be with you, it's because, I think that helps. And, when I say Odin be with you at the end of my videos, I mean it, because I would like for you to take that information and that energy in and around with you, if that's something that you would like to do. It's not something that I'm forcing on people, obviously, but it's something that I find helpful, which, I then offer to you. So the last one is quite a bit longer in the question. Is Zuryuku wrote us, good greetings, I have a question that I've had some trouble asking. I've gotten into a semi-weekly, or at least when I have some peace during the day, meditation, and found that the suggestions of nature sound and easygoing music don't do anything for me. However, I've had either accidental meditations or more vivid meditations with music like dubstep, ambient trance, or even video game OSTs. And that's original soundtracks, for those of you who don't know offhand what that is. I was wondering if any of the hosts have had experience like this, or if I'm the only one. Good vibes to you all, and have a nice day. Thank you, first off. What I would go into explaining with this is I enjoy the nature sounds. They don't really put me to sleep or calm me down or put me into a space for ritual. I am a very auditorily based person. I'm very sound driven when it comes to stuff like that. So it definitely speaks to me that what works for others doesn't necessarily work for you. Now, this is something that a lot of times people, because they don't fit into the norm category, the category that everybody expects them to fit into. Oh, you're a pagan, so you listen to Celtic harp music, and that totally gets you into your meditation space. Well, that works for me. I like Celtic harp music. It's not quiet and it's not slow. Slow music oftentimes puts me to sleep instead of helps me get into a trance or a meditative type state. What I generally do for myself is I do toning. I will choose a note and a vowel to sing to myself, kind of like an om, um, to get myself into the mindset of meditating. I have, however, found myself in a meditative trance-like state doing things like walking or listening to repetitive sounds that are not in any way, shape, or form natural. I'll be at work and find myself kind of zoning out to the sound of the blinker in my truck, the signal light in my truck clicking, and I'll kind of hone in on it and focus. So you're not the only one who does weird things. You know, you are never alone in the world when it comes to the actual world. There are plenty of people who share experiences with us. We just may not have any way to get in touch with them and find out that they're also having these experiences. It's not weird that video game music puts you in a trance, because it's one of those things that we've kind of been conditioned for. It's also one of those things that I'm sure when they were writing the music, they were not writing music that would take you out of the game. They were writing music that would be nice and just kind of background information for your brain to digest that, distracts you from the rest of the world. So that's not at all surprising. As for dubstep, I don't really know what dubstep is. I know it's some sort of dance remix, something or other, but um, I personally find that rhythmic and repetitive and ignorable sound and music and beat and bass and all that definitely helps me with that. So those are the answers to the questions this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave those in the comments section below. But of course, again, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone had a good and happy New Year and Yule. I certainly had a lot of fun on my time off, but I'm glad to be back and I'm glad to be doing this. So thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, until next time, Odin be with you.